Welcome back to The Occult Detective. I'm Bob Freeman, and today I got a little bit of a book haul for you. Picked up a few things recently that I thought you might enjoy seeing. Let's start out with a little bit of fantasy by way of horror. Christie Golden's Dance of the Dead and Elaine Bergstrom's Tapestry of Dark Souls, both Ravenloft novels. Those were a lot of fun back in the day. To stay in line with horror, we have a movie adaptation by William Goldman of Magic. This was a terrific movie. Never read the book. Kind of a psychological thriller with Anthony Hopkins in the title role. Terrific horror movie. And I have high hopes for the novelization. Now, this one was a little interesting. This is from James Herbert, Nobody True. Now, this is one I hadn't heard of before. Of course, Herbert's kind of a legendary horror author. They call him the king of British horror. James True was not there when he died. He returned from an out-of-body experience to find that he'd been murdered and mutilated. He had no body to go back to. But who murdered him? The serial killer terrorizing the city, or someone closer? True had no enemies, at least none that he knew of. To discover the truth, James True must track down his killer. The initial horror of True's experience is followed by an even greater terror. His family are the murderer's next targets. Without a body, True has no substance and no real power. No one can see him, no one can hear him, and no one except his murderer even knows his spirit still exists. How can he save his family? World Books calls this a work of genius. This definitely sounds like an interesting occult detective tale, so I'm looking forward to diving into this. In a similar vein, we have The Harrowing by Annalise Skinner. And this is one I hadn't heard of before either. The back cover reads, before Dr. Philip Elliott, director of a government research center, was nearly killed in an accident, he was just an ordinary man. But when he awakened from his coma, he found he had become something more. He could read minds. That is how he discovered the incredible wild mind power of the woman they called Annie, who lived in a haunted house in the Scottish hills. Elliott captured the Annie creature, who had nearly crushed him with her mind, and took her to his research center. This event, with its shocking aftermath, not only shattered Elliott's personal life, but threatened the survival of the world, because Annie's power was so great that the wrong people had targeted her as the ultimate weapon. It sounds both awesome and terrible. So yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. Again, occult detective elements. Now, I've always been a fan of Marsh Mysteries. This one is Deadwater. Read a lot of her when I was a kid. And so hard to pass these up. When I get them, I pass them along quite a bit. So keep an eye out for this on the secondhand market. Here's a little bit of interesting, I don't know, sleaze perhaps. It's an intriguing cover to be sure. Index under S for sex and suspense. You've uncovered a conspiracy to kill the president. You have found that one of the plotters is your husband. You've learned all this while in bed with another man. You are Maggie Van Pritchard, wife of a famed Washington psychologist. What do? Somehow it is up to you and your lover, Hank Adams, to save the nation from Holocaust. Here we have another mystery. Bury Me Deep. Scott Jordan's most bizarre and unpredictable case. A first-class thriller. This is by Harold Q. Macer. And I love that cover. Just screams hard-boiled to me. Who knows, maybe I will take part in Private Eye July. Now I have a couple of Gothic romance to show off. Hunter's Green by Phyllis A. Whitney. America's Answer to Mary Stuart. And An Easy Eye, Lancer Gothic Original by Paulette Warren. Dark Shadows at Bitter Hill. And now, before I leave you, I'm going to share with you something that I like to refer to as beauty and ruin. Every once in a while, somebody will bring me a book that is just destroyed. The elements and time have taken their toll, but yet they're still majestic. There's still some grandeur still left in the ragged condition that it's in. So I'm going to share with you one of my favorites now. It's a mythology and art. Until next time, take care of yourselves. We'll talk again real soon.